Hi, I'm Tim, and I've been an HVAC professional for over 25 years. I'm also a brand ambassador for Haven. This video is an introduction to the Haven Central Air Monitor for HVAC and related professionals. The device is an in-duct air quality monitor for your residential HVAC customers. Here, we'll cover in-duct versus room monitoring, what the monitor monitors, duct and HVAC system compatibility, tips that'll help you and your customer through the Haven installation smoothly, optional tools and materials that we recommend having on hand, and the software that you'll need during the Wi-Fi commissioning process and post-installation. If this isn't your first time and you would like to skip to the install step, head to the install video linked in the description. First off, let's talk about the benefits of in-duct monitoring as opposed to room monitoring. Indoor air quality, or IAQ monitors, come in many shapes and sizes, but most are designed to sit on a coffee table or counter. Room monitors are great for telling homeowners what their air quality is in a small space or room, but not throughout the entire home. They're also more likely to be susceptible to minor localized events, getting unplugged, or requiring maintenance of moving parts. That's why Haven created the Central Air Monitor, a professional air quality monitoring device designed to be installed in the homeowner's ductwork. This gives it the ability to show the state of IAQ across the entire home and minimizes the maintenance as the airflow from the HVAC system removes the need for moving parts. Now, what does the device monitor? The Haven monitor measures PM 2.5, total volatile organic compounds, temperature, humidity, and airflow. The core methods, or pillars of IAQ, required to solve air quality problems in the home are filtration to capture particles, ventilation to dilute airborne chemicals, and humidity control to manage moisture levels. But without airflow, any IAQ solution that's installed is ineffective. So airflow is the foundation that holds up these three pillars. Every monitor has been individually calibrated, which can't be said for most room monitors. They've even been tested through a third-party lab, where the devices have demonstrated an R2 value of 0.99 when compared to research-grade particle count. This means that the Haven monitor readings and the research-grade instrumentation follow the same trends over a wide range of different particle concentrations and airflows. Now we'll run through some important information on duct placement. The best place to install the monitor is in the return ductwork before the filter of an HVAC system or any other HVAC accessory, essentially where the air is going to be the dirtiest, so it can tell what action is needed from the sensor readings. This also ensures accurate filter lifetime calculations and replacement predictions to both you and the homeowner. If installed after the filter grill, for example, you'll still be able to see how well the filter is doing at removing particles from the home, but the filter lifetime calculations will no longer be accurate. If the return grill upstream of the Haven is less than MERV 8, it is unlikely to have any effect on the particle readings, as Haven monitors the smaller particles that affect human health, which is PM 2.5. The product's intention is to take an accurate read of the conditions in the living space, so it's important that the return air being measured has not been affected in any way until after the point of measurement, including the mixing of outdoor air ventilation or humidification or dehumidification. You can think about the Haven placement as being similar to where you would put a humidistat, since we are also measuring humidity. Make sure that the monitor is installed at least 12 inches away from duct bends or obstructions like filters, and ideally 24 inches is best. These obstructions can cause turbulence in the airflow, which can reduce the accuracy of the sensors. A straight piece of ductwork is always recommended to establish a stable airflow signal. The best case scenario is on rigid metal duct, but the monitor can also be installed on ductboard and flex duct. For best results, adding a rigid metal section or collar on flex duct is recommended. If a home has multiple zones, one monitor per air handler is recommended, as this helps to produce a more detailed IAQ insight. If the homeowner has multiple zones but only the budget for one Haven monitor, prioritize the area of most concern for indoor air quality, for example, the upstairs bedrooms or the downstairs kitchen and living room. Here's what you should know about system compatibility. Since the monitor relies on airflow within the system, it isn't compatible with non-forced air and non-ducted systems such as mini splits. It can be installed in other configurations such as the return of an ERV, HRV, or dehumidifier, as long as you have at least 8 inches of depth for the probe. Bear in mind that the software is not optimized for supply duct installation. The monitor can also be installed in light commercial buildings as long as the systems installed don't exceed 1,200 feet per minute in the duct. For more details on that, check out the resources pages in the Haven Pro portal. Let's address air velocity here for a minute. Fan speeds must be between 80 and 1,200 feet per minute, or 0.4 to 0.6 meters per second. If you're not sure how the air is behaving in the intended installation location, we highly recommend using an anemometer to test the speed of the air before continuing. This is especially important when a home has multiple smaller ducts converging together in its central plenum, as these sections often have uneven and turbulent airflow. Luckily, the Haven IAQ app also has an airflow validation tool that I'll demonstrate in the install video. This should be performed when the system is running at its lowest operating speed to test its minimum flow velocity. As for ambient light, the monitor sensors require complete darkness to function properly. Ambient light in the return duct will cause the laser particulate sensor to flatline or act sporadically. It can also throw off other sensors' reading. This means that the monitor cannot be installed next to a UV light, but most UVC systems manufacturers recommend installing in the supply duct anyway. Since the Wi-Fi can be spotty at the air handler, especially if it's in a home's basement or attic, check the Wi-Fi signal strength from your phone's settings to make sure that the monitor can reliably detect and connect to the home's network. Here are some optional tools and materials that we recommend having on hand. Finally, let's talk about the software side of things. To install devices, you'll need to create a free Haven Pro account. This is best done online ahead of time in the Haven Pro portal, but can also be created within the Haven IAQ app. As a pro, you'll use the same account to log in to both the mobile app and the Pro portal. Make sure to select Continue as Pro if you're creating your account in the app, or you won't have install permission. When you sign up, you can use your email with a password or log into your existing Facebook, Google, Apple, or LinkedIn accounts. Remember which login method you use during the sign-up to ensure that you always have access to your Haven data and settings. Once you are on site and you're ready to install, you'll navigate to the Haven Pro section of the app and follow the guided steps. After the install is completed, your job in the app is done. The data from your customers' Haven devices will be available to view in the Pro portal from this point on, and you'll be able to export IAQ reports to make recommendations and share with your customers. The homeowner will be able to view their home Haven score after a week when logged into their account in the Haven IAQ app. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to install a Haven monitor, head to the next video for a guided walkthrough now. I just missed a call from Nikki Kruger with Santa Fe, so I'm gonna cut, roll, come back to you in a few. Here are some optional tools and materials that we recommend having on hand. Here are some optional tools and materials that we recommend having on hand.